about 25 minutes away from kickoff in tonight's homecoming game between Augusta and Buhler. And taking a look at this series between the Augusta Orioles and the Buhler Crusaders, it's one of the longest lasting series in Crusader history as far as the sheer number of games, as they were both longtime Chisholm Trail League foes. This is the 45th all-time meeting between the two schools, and Buhler, thankfully, has a 13-game winning streak, and Coach Warner has only lost one game in this entire series, and that was clear back in his very first year back in 2006. And speaking of Coach Warner, 16th season as the head coach at Buhler, 146 and 46 his career record. Coach Jason Philbeck, he's in his 9th season here at Augusta, and right around the 500 mark, 42 and 41. But Carson, talking about Augusta, you know, as a former player, Augusta is a football town and a place that typically plays a very physical brand of football.
Yeah, I mean, that starts with their offense and how they're ran from the head coaching standpoint, and he's done a great job. Augusta always seems to have those one or two guys that everybody else, and so you look at, they want to punch the ball down your throat, and then every once in a while they'll hit you with a misdirection, they'll hit you with a tight end pass, a wing back pass. So it's something that Buhler's going to have to be aware of. It's also homecoming night, you mentioned, so for some reason we've ended up coming here on homecoming night. We'll give Buhler, like we talked about last week, a little bit extra time in the locker room if they need it. Get warm. It's a little cold tonight, so it's a good adjustment. Good to have those long halftimes back-to-back, especially as a team that's been dealing with some losses, trying to figure out where their pieces and parts of the game lie. So it's a great series, great atmosphere as a player to come here, and it's always been a fun game.
Yeah, it has always been a fun game. You talked a little bit about that flex bone. We'll get into that in a little bit. But, you know, in defending an option team, tonight's really going to be critical for the defense to play assignment sound football.
Yeah, and so when you have a young defense like we have in a cold atmosphere, it's something that you have to be able to read your keys. Look at where your guy is going. Misdirection will be something that the Orioles rely heavily on. So when you look at where they're going, big backfield, fast, athletic, and then they got a wide receiver in the name of Caden McDaniel, who is going to be able to make an impact. 6'5", 205, plays free safety as well. Heck of a basketball player on the hardwood, and he'll make a difference on the edge, but those inside 7 for Buhler are going to have to show up big tonight.
When you alluded to or mentioned just briefly, you know, kind of the team having to deal with some of the injuries or people not being available, you know, taking a look at the Summit Surgical and Pinnacle Rehabilitation injury report. You can get your free consultation at summitks.com. The Summit, together for exceptional health care. And, of course, the big news we can talk about with the Crusaders this week.
Yeah, Gavin Patton is officially out for the year. We didn't see him late in the game against Mulvane. His MRI came back torn MCL, ACL, and he broke a femur. So he will be out for the rest of the year. We hate that for Gavin. Senior year has really struggled. Didn't see a lot of time, and so when you see that, you really hurt for the kid. He's one of those leaders that has come out in a small senior class and had himself a year. The Mulvane game was his best game so far, and he was only getting better as the season progressed. So it's something that you hate to see for that kid.
Yeah, so our thoughts and prayers with Gavin, and I know that he's a tough kid. Known him for many years, known the family for many years, just a great young man, and you know, it'll be tough not having him going forward. So talk a little bit about, you know, our tailback that'll be taking his spot and kind of what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, Mitchell McDaniel, this is a kid who has been on a topic of conversation throughout this whole year, whether that be on the offensive or the defensive side of the ball. Young kid, sophomore. So he's going to be the one who's getting reps. We talked about he had a couple of issues matchup-wise on the defensive side, but he's figured those out. He thinks he's going to be able to help the team. We love that. Had 9 carries last week, 32 yards. Was able to punch the ball in and down the throw to the Mulvane defense when he had the opportunity to. Very conservative play calling when he was in because we had already established that we won the game. So very excited about what this kid can do. We've seen him on the baseball field a little bit at the varsity level. It's a cold game, so we wonder where our passing game is going to be, which means that he's going to have to come up big tonight in a game where Buhler historically has had a lot of success running the football.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the way down here. Of course, Sam Elliott had some big games against these guys over the years, and yeah, and the injury bug not just limited to Buhler. You know, one of the starters for for Augusta, Thomas Johnson, one of their senior leaders. He was on crutches before the game, and he was supposed to be one of their starting linebackers and also playing some in the backfield. So that's one of the guys that Augusta will be missing tonight. And you know, Carson, football is a long season. It's just game number 6. Every team deals with injuries, and so it's kind of always which team can plug and play the most successfully are those that advance.
Yeah, you look at Buhler lost Bodie Redenbaugh early, and you look at where that team would be if they still had that key staple returning starter. Trace Ward is still out. He practiced that first week and got hurt. I talked to him last week. He said he had a little bit of a minor setback with his injury, looking to come back here in the next few weeks. Hopefully he'll get a positive MRI soon. And then Matthew Eddy has been nursing an injury for quite some time. We saw it physically affect him last week, limping off, was hard-pressed to get back to the huddle and get out, but he's a competitor, and once that ball snapped, he's 100 miles an hour nonstop. So we hope that in these next few games that if we can kind of keep him off on the side while we're ahead, we can do that. But hopefully he gets better and we can see Trace Ward come back and provide some more seniority.
No doubt, no doubt. So we'll take another timeout as we continue the Midway Motors drive to the game. You're listening to Buhler Crusader football here on HK 95.9 and the Crusader Sports Network. We're going to send it back to the studios, and we're going to hear from Coach Coles in our Armored Up segment to hear him break down the Augusta Orioles. You're listening to Crusader football again on 95.9 HKFM.
And Aaron West sits down for a pregame chat with head coach Steve Warner. 95.9 HKFM. The Buhler Crusaders play here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dal Hunt with Buhler Dental Care. At Buhler Dental Care, we have great registered hygienists to help schedule your family for convenience. You will receive high-quality dental care and build a positive relationship with our experienced staff in a pleasant and reassuring atmosphere. We like to have some fun with you and get to know you while you spend time with us. So be sure to give us a call at 620-543-2768 or email us at drdaldds@gmail.com. Buhler Dental Care, providing healthy smiles with a gentle touch.
We're here to keep you rolling. Rod's Tire and Service.
Rod here from Rod's Tire and Service in Hillsboro. Tires are something we sometimes take for granted until there's a problem. When you need tires and wheels, call or stop by and see us today at Rod's Tire in Hillsboro.
Hi, this is Jen Stallman with the Buhler Booster Club. Booster Club supports all student activities and athletics. Please consider membership in our Booster Club to help support all students at Buhler High School. Follow the Buhler Booster Club and the Buhler Crusader Closet on Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date. Thanks for the continued support of our generous donors.
At Dick's Phillips 66, our family has kept motorists on the road for nearly 60 years. Hi, this is Janet Dick, inviting you to stop by our locally owned station at 1215 East 4th in Hutch. Dick's offers top-tier gasoline, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Wherever you're headed, every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
New Felts Flooring, proud supporter of Buhler High School activities. We are your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment to visit us at 110 West 2nd, downtown Buhler, or give us a call at 620-543-2274. Go Crusaders!
Well, back on our Midway Motors drive to the game on the road tonight in Augusta. Time to get armored up as we break down the Augusta Orioles with Coach Jason Coles. Coach, how about this defense riding a 2-game winning streak? You've only given up the one score in 2 games, playing at a pretty solid level right now.
Yeah, it's good. The kids are starting to see that fruits of their labor. Working on fundamentals, getting to have those full practices, not the heat's backed off, and work on those little things that we needed to work on, and it makes such a huge difference. in the last 2 weeks, the enthusiasm on the defensive side of the ball, really on the entire team, but especially on defense, that carries so much that, the kids have been up. There's been a lot of energy on the defensive side, and it's definitely showed. We gave up the one touchdown early at Mulvane, and really, Jeremy was in position to. It could have that game of inches cliche. It could have been as an interception, as easy as it was a catch and a score. So, he got back in position and tried to make a play on the ball, and that happens sometimes. So, 7 shutout quarters in the last 8, we'll take that. If we can get that, and keep that streak going, then we'll be happy.
Absolutely. Augusta tonight, the old familiar wing tee, where they'll throw several different types of run formations at you, but all starts with up the middle and containing that power running game.
Yeah, they'll run, wing tee, flex bone. There's a lot of different ways to term what they do, but they'll mix in a lot of counter. Dive is, their go-to to establish their running game. So dive, counter, option, they do a lot out of it. So once again, fundamentals and being fundamentally sound, which is what our defense is built on, and run into the ball. So those things that we preach every day are what's going to need, to be done to slow down their offense.
How important is they do go up the middle and then they'll shoot outside and try to catch you on the edges, that your D-backs and those guys protecting that outside don't get blocked out of the play?
Obviously, it's important. With the defense that we run, everybody has a job, and if everybody does their job, there really are no gaps. So, and getting downhill, ripping off blocks, bringing the sideline by the corners, safeties running the alleys, linebackers being, assignment sound, and then up front, playing your assignment, getting off the ball. Everybody has a job, and you got to trust the guy next to you. And when all 11 people do their job, we're better than 11 individuals. So, that's something we preach. The strong unit is better than 11 individuals by themselves. So, and I think that's played out in the last couple of weeks, and the kids are figuring it out, and that's what we're looking to carry over.
All right, Coach. Well, looking forward to another good one tonight. Thanks for your time. Best of luck.
All right. Thank you very much.
Back with more of our Midway Motors Drive to the Game right after this.
Erickson Custom Building has a great plan and a budget suited for your needs. Whether it's a new build, a remodel of a kitchen, interior, exterior, or an insurance restoration project, Erickson Custom Building provides quality craftsmanship and superior customer service. We stand behind our work and have lasting relationships with vendors, suppliers, and most importantly, with you, the customer. Erickson Custom Building, proud to support all high school activities. Call 620-585-2816 or visit EricksonCustomBLDG.com.
Allen Samuels and Hutch is proud to support our community and local businesses, and we promise to continue to do so. Follow us on Facebook and join in our weekly giveaways. Check out our website at AllenSamuelsHutch.com for our new inventory arriving daily. And remember, Ladies' Day is every Tuesday for discounted oil changes, tire rotation, and a free car wash. Allen Samuels on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine and Hutch. We always have a warm cup of coffee waiting, and that's why Mr. Samuels always says,
"Come by, let's be friends."
Much like going to the doctor for a physical, we can perform a physical on your vehicle. Hi, this is Steve. Welcome to the full-service experience of Red Rock Auto Center. Allow us to do a complete physical on your vehicle to ensure its complete dependability. Whether preparing for holiday travel, batteries, or brakes, we are your locally owned, family-owned, full-service repair facility. Visit us today in South Hutchinson or go to redrockautocenter.com. Red Rock Auto Center. We're here when you need us.
Need a winning rate? I'm Ashley McClure, owner of IVP Benefits Consulting Group, a local insurance agency. I know what it's like to work hard to win. We'll work hard to find you winning rates for all of your healthcare needs. Call us at 620-904-7010.
Hutchrec is celebrating 75 years in 2022. Since 1947, Hutchrec has been the local recreation provider for Hutchinson and Reno County. Hutchrec is more than sports, wellness, and community events. We're an agency with 10 divisions, united in a vision to provide our local residents with lifelong wellness, cultural, natural, and recreational opportunities. Follow Hutchrec on social media and at hutchrec.com all year long as we celebrate 75 years as your local recreation provider.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Welcome back to Hillier Stadium in Augusta. Crusader football tonight on HKFM, brought to you in part by Sunflower Electric Supply, by Wade Patton Insurance, by Dix Phillips 66, by Bueller Dental Care, and by Schmidt Electric. About 11 minutes away from kickoff here, and some of the other games going on across the Ad Astra Sports Network tonight. In CKL action, Lions is at Halstead on Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU. Smoky Valley is down in Pratt on Mix 96.7 KMPK. On KMCP 98.9 and 1540. McPherson's at Wellington in a fellow Division III of the AVCTL matchup. On Kansas Rocks 100.3, Medicine Lodge is at Trinity Catholic. And then down in Pretty Prairie tonight on Kicks Country 106, Gossel is at Pretty Prairie. And then on Sports 1 on the Ad Astra Radio app, Council Grove is at Marion, and Conway Springs is at Sterling on Sports 2 on the Ad Astra Radio app. And as always, you can stream all of these games live on the Ad Astra Radio app and adastraradio.com. So again, less than 10 minutes away from kickoff, and Carson, taking a look just at some of the matchups tonight between Augusta and Bueller. We'll start off on the defensive side. You know, Augusta traditionally running a 4-2-5. They've changed that up a little bit and it's kind of mixed it up. They're running a 3-3 or a 4-3, and so going to be some different, an odd man, even man front that the Crusaders will face tonight.
Yeah, and it's going to have to be something that Ty Goins, who's the center, is going to have to step up tonight. They have to be able to get up to the line and diagnose, do we have a 3-3? Do we have a 4-3? The thing is we've seen both of those, so we know how to block it. We just got to determine which one it is headed up to the line. They're 3-3. They tend to blitz more. So Jeffrey has to be aware of, if they're in shotgun, if they're 3-3, who are they sending, which side the running back is going to help out and block. Communication, as every game we say, communication is going to be key.
And for Bueller on the offensive side tonight, obviously a big storyline is going to be how well Mitchell McDaniel can replace Gavin Patton. And another bit of it, too, we talked about, Matthew Eddy's kind of banged up. Who else in the receiving corps can kind of help shoulder some of that load?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to think that Matthew Eddy is a secret anymore. He is, last week he had 155 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, the kid is lighting it up, and still he's finding ways to get creative and get the ball. Now, with that being said, we're going to see a lot of other guys that are going to have to step up. I'd like to see guys like Luca Gotti, Owen Schmidt, and Tavian Gilliam step up. They have the potential to make an impact on the receiving end of the football. We also saw Will Hayden with 2 catches last night, so throwing that tight end and fullback game in a little bit as well.
Well, and taking a look at Bueller's defense versus Augusta's offense, Coach Cole's talked about it. Bueller's allowed just 7 points in the last 2 weeks. The confidence level for Bueller on the defensive side's got to be pretty high right now.
Yeah, and those 7 points were on a DB being over-aggressive. Like, he wanted the football. He wanted to go make that play. So defense has been outstanding. These guys sticking together. Coach Cole's talked about the energy level. We kind of saw that shift earlier this year, and so it stayed that way. The energy level is excited around this team, and they are excited to go play football. I love watching guys like Jace Henderson and Tavian Gilliam, who are more defensively sided players. They create an atmosphere around them that is rallied by the whole team, and it makes a difference over there on the sideline.
Well, one of the things in defending the flex bone, we've talked about it, dealing with the option. Everybody's got to do their assignment or things can break down. But one of the things that's maybe a little bit spooky about this Augusta team, they wear those Halloween colors. Other than that, the fact that they have had some big plays this season, and that's something Bueller's really been able to limit the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's been a focus, is not getting beat deep, keeping everything in front of you. And tonight it will be. Tonight everything is happening in front of you. Now you got to figure out where the ball is. You mentioned the spooky colors. We're in October. There's going to be some tricks. So they're going to be misdirection, sending guys one way, sending guys the other, and the ball's going to find a way to try to get past that line of scrimmage. Going to have to read our keys. Going to have to be able to find out where the ball's going and fly to the football.
All right, we are less than 6 minutes till kickoff. We'll send it back to the studios one more time. We'll hear Aaron's interview with Coach Warner, and then when we come back, we'll have your keys to the game and your kickoff conditions. You're listening to Bueller Crusader Football on 95.9 HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
As your American Family Insurance agent in Hutchinson, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Sheila Metzger, agent at the Sheila Metzger Agency. Call me at 665-0400 and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
American Family Insurance.
At Morton Salt in South Hutch, we're passionate about what we do and how we do it. That's because we're helping to improve people's lives in more ways and places than ever before. Hi, this is Evan Moody, General Manager. To learn more, go to mortonsalt.com.
Hi, this is James with IdeaTech. We love bringing internet freedom to the residents and businesses of Buhler. IdeaTech is a proud supporter and the preferred internet provider of the Buhler Crusaders. As the Crusaders know, speed wins. We back up our lightning-fast internet with a customer-first philosophy. That means you will talk to a live person from our office in Buhler when you call in. If you're not already a customer, go to ideatech.com and click on Check Availability. Or you can call us at 620-543-5000 to inquire more about our services.
And back here on our Midway Motors drive to the game from Augusta tonight. Buhler looking to win a third straight game, a 14th straight against these Orioles. But as Coach Steve Warner joins us now for his pregame thoughts, especially here at their place. They've been a very tough football team.
They really have, and we don't want to let them hang around. They're struggling. Lost a game last week. They felt like they should have won. They've had some injuries. We need to get on top of them, stay on them, and don't let them around, and don't let them think they have a chance, because they're very, very big up front and on offense and defense, and that's something that we are definitely concerned about. But play our style of football and get after them, and good things will happen.
You talked about it in the coaches show on Monday night, just because the smaller size of your line this year, that's forced you to kind of analyze some different things and how you can still move the football like you want to, whether it's adding extra blockers or maybe just tweaking your schemes a little bit.
Well, we do that every year, even when we've got big offensive linemen. But it seems like we've had to do it more this year with a smaller line, and just spending more time, it seems like, on combo blocks. Because when we are smaller, we've got to be able to take two people to block one big guy, and that's what it's going to be tonight. And I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to man us up and put a lot of guys on the line so that their bigger guys can overtake our smaller guys. They tried to do that to us last year, and it didn't help them very well. But I'll be surprised if we don't see a 5 or 6 man line against them this year.
That's where your tight ends or your fullback, those guys really become important for you.
Without a doubt, because so we get them out away from the line. Hopefully, see a 3 or 4 man line if we formation to one back, and we may use some no back tonight too. I saw some things on film that I like out of no back, and we may be in that for the first time this year.
Offensively, they run the flex bone, so they're going to try to suck you in and then get those guys cheating in and then hit the edges.
Without a doubt. And
up the middle like 9 times in a row before they went outside.
Right,
so.
right, and that's what they're just setting everything.
A win for anybody could change the momentum or the direction of their season, and so I think
still trying to have a winning season, and good things can happen. That's why we need this game, and then obviously Rose Hill before we play McPherson, and with McPherson having some injuries, I know that's affecting them. Give us a chance to be in there, and have a 5-3 regular season after the way we started would be wonderful.
Yeah, you never know this time of year. Any team could really get on a roll and look a lot different than they did in the first half of the year.
For sure, and that's what I feel like we are improving and playing as many.
Of our pregame right after this.
Just ahead on the Midway Motors Drive to the Game, we'll preview other action around the league, and Chris gives you his 3 keys to victory. Midway Motors, for every mile of life.
That's Schmidt Electric, 620-960-6755. Schmidt Electric.
Anita Cleaners can help you look like a winner. Spend your valuable time prepping for the game, not
warehouses, oil, fuel and water storage, grain elevators, product makers, Wifco Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Welcome to a guide and a great pickup of at least 17 yards on his first carry of the night.
We wondered how he was going to do. First play, Coach Warner goes to him, says, our backup's as good as our starter. We're fairly deep here, and lots of confidence in Mitchell McDaniel.
Great. Neal will take the shotgun snap, hand it off to McDaniel, and McDaniel with another big clip of yards. He's going to get 9 yards on his second carry of the night there, Carson.
That's a great job. Our offensive line moved the line of scrimmage. You always talk about war in the trenches. Our guys won that one, and he had Matt Eddy. It's a bit chilly here. Feels like 50.
Here in just a second, McDaniel takes a play off.
Plays, defense has to limit them. Offense needs to have them. Defense does well with keeping the ball in front, only allowing 7 points on explosive plays for the other team.
All right, Crusaders go too wide to the back. McDaniel has the first down and more. 35, 30-yard line inside the 20. Barrels his way, and he's eventually going to be hauled down near the 20-yard line.
Saw where his blockers were coming. Backside lineman did a great.
To go here in quarter number 1. A great offensive start for the Crusaders. The original line of scrimmage, maybe give him half a yard.
Stand up and run behind you. Your last one is trust the guys around you on offense. They're going to do their jobs. They'll
double wing. McDaniel's going to be slung down as tracking him from behind.
It comes back in. Nice to see him get a quick little breather. You look to see you're inside the red zone. First drive, you got the ball. After 6 rushes, look for a pass here, trying to get one in the end zone.
Twins to the right, unfortunately in the end zone. Ball was intended for Luca Gotti, but it's going to be picked off right at the goal line by Augusta's. Still looking for the number 15, Curtis Smith. So the junior defensive back for Augusta gets the first turnover of the night.
Yeah, and that was just one of the cases where Jeff Neal tried to force it into the end zone. Double covered was Luca Gotti, and just didn't have time, set up his feet, and the turnovers happen. Now
They are primarily a running team. They're not afraid to stretch the field vertically.
No, and they got a guy who can sling it at quarterback in Gavin Kaiser.
Kaiser will take the snap, hand off, and great job by the Black Knight defense as they will snuff out the run to the left-hand side. Leading the charge there, Alex Lee for the Crusaders will bring up a 2nd and 9, ball right at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Alex Lee coming down from his position, finding the ball. We're up front for us with a smaller front against Augusta's bigger O-line. Is going to be one where we
lost. Great job by the Crusaders getting penetration. Brian Regier in on the stop for Buhler, as well as Alex Lee. So some of those seniors stepping up big with the quarterback sack. It'll be a loss of about 2, bringing up 3rd and 11, 7:35 left to go in the first.
Yeah, great job by our DBs. That was a coverage sack. Didn't know where to go with the ball. Kept on.
Is held strong. Twins to the near side. One receiver split out to the far. There's a lone back. Kaiser will drop back, hurl it to his left. Pass is going to be going right through the hands of the intended target, Gage Kaus. And one of the Crusader DBs was over there in the neck of the woods.
Yeah, that was Tavian Gilliam, one of the corners to watch tonight as they just tried to get it out to their receiver, let him work and get close to
away. Buehler's going to drop 2 guys, and it's going to be fair caught by
up, fair catching it, made sure we got the ball. We're going to go out there, and we're going to have another hack at the offense.
All right, 7:09 left to go here. Quarter number 1 still knotted up at goose eggs here. Crusaders marched it down the field before the interception at the goal line. Twin receivers to the far side, I formation. The outside linebackers for Augusta knocking him down to the turf. It'll bring up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, turnovers were something that we're starting to see on a downward trend. No interceptions last week.
Here for the Crusaders. McDaniel takes the handoff, and it's going to be brought, and it's going to be McDaniel getting tackled after a couple-yard pickup. It's Caleb Martin, the free safety, stepped up to make the stop from the perimeter. Will bring up a manageable 3rd and 5 here for Buhler. Slusser, one of those senior leaders, a big fella, 6'3", 280, so him being off the field is good for Buhler up front. Neal will drop back, play action, rolling to his right, will loft a pass, and great pitch and catch that time. It's going to be his tight end that hauls it in. Or excuse me, is that the fullback?
Yeah, Braden Gentry.
So Gentry on a little drag route.
Get up and get the ball as he got the Crusaders a first down.
So Buhler now in Augusta territory for the 2nd time tonight. Clock rolling, 5:45 first quarter play. Skripsik, the tight end, will slide to the right hand. The field is Matthew Eddy, and he has enough for a Crusader first down.
Oh, I love that route for Matt Eddy. Runs it so well. We've seen it these last 2 years, and Jeffrey, once that cough
set again, I formation, one receiver split out to either side, crossbuck action, and unfortunately McDaniel is going to be hit in the backfield. It's going to be about a 3.
They're off the edge, up the middle, a little bit of miscommunication on where to block in to out or out to in, and resulted in a loss for the Crusaders.
Out of the gun is Neal. One receiver in the backfield is McDaniel. McDaniel, nice block, pass pro. They hit Eddy here on the near side, and Eddy fights his way. What a scamper there after the catch for Buhler.
Yeah, great job by Matt Eddy. getting the ball, turning around, and fighting his way. Always moving forward, never back. Very good key to
have enough for the first down and then some, as he's going to be blown dead near the 21 or 22 yard line. So the Crusaders knocking on the door of the red zone for the second time. So bring it 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. 3:48 left to go here on homecoming night at Hillier Stadium in Augusta. Chris Shank, Carson Muller, Colton Hines, and Tucker Dingler. Crease, he's inside the 10, he's inside the 5. Touchdown, Mitchell McDaniel, as he scores his first touchdown as a Crusader in varsity with 3:25 left to go in the first quarter play on a 22-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, great buddy in the dust.
So touchdown Crusaders. It'll be Neal on to attempt the PAT, and some good news here on the injury front as our holder's back.
Yes, Logan Briner returns as Jeffrey puts that one through the uprights. Special teams is going to be a big, key, important part of tonight's game. A little bit of wind, really good kicker matchup tonight.
So with 3:25 left to go in the first quarter play, your score, Buhler 7.
The corner. Holly here with Holly Sweet Treats. Be sure to get your pre-orders in for corporate gift boxes and family desserts for the holidays. Follow us on social media, come see us at 205 South Main, or call 888-YUM.
If you're getting ready to buy or sell land, start a building project, or have a surveys.com.
If you're looking for a late starting college class, Hutchinson Community College may have a high future at hutchcc.edu today.
This is Cindy Couchman, Superintendent of Buhler Schools, where we are proud. Find out more at Ad Astra Virtual Academy at usd313.org.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Welcome back to, and so Augusta will have the ball. I guess they're going to spot him at the 36, and it'll be Augusta football.
Yeah, Crusader black.
So it'll be a handoff this time to the fullback, and as he chugs forward for Augusta, their fullback.
Yeah, if you're an Oriole fan, that's great news for you, being able to get positive yardage, set up a manageable rest of the time to get the distance of the sticks.
You heard Mac Pfeiffer hopped ever so slightly. You're watching a youth football game on Saturday. They're probably not going to call that false start, but here at the
movement, so that's going to cost the Orioles, and hopefully the Crusaders can turn that into a drive killer.
And so much importance on getting them behind schedule on the power run team. So that brings up a 2nd and 8 after the 5-yard penalty. Kaiser will drop back, sling a pass near side, and great job, Matt. 8.
Yeah, definitely not a manageable third down. Great job by our defense. McDaniel's a big athletic target, and he'll go get most of those footballs. Great job by Matt Eddy knocking that one down.
So 3rd and 8, 2:45 left to go in the first quarter. Clock stops on the incompletion. Trips left for Augusta. It's going to be Kaiser. He's going to be slung down to the turf. What a big hit that time as one of the defensive players for Buhler. It was none other than Chase Gentry with the big hit, and it's going to be a sack as he loses one.
That penalty really cost him, moved him back. Crusaders, great job coverage-wise. Nowhere to go with the football, and we just let our guys up front work. Chase Gentry, Cash Carson, expecting to have a big night against the big, slower line of the Orioles.
And Chase Gentry, just 138 pounds. I mean, he tossed Gavin Kaiser like a bad habit there in that position. Ball's going to be spotted around the 33-yard line for the 3rd possession of the night.
Yeah, Peter, we've talked about that a couple times this year. The ball went 15 yards, but got that nice little rugby roll punters like to have, and so sets the Crusaders up on their own side of the field. But
see if they can get the defense than having the fullback run.
Gentry rolling by you, and he put his head down and got that first down.
Crusaders go with another double tight, double wing set. One back in the backfield with Neal is McDaniel. They'll hand it off to him. He goes left side. Big crease. He's to the 45 and still fighting for extra yards. He was
this varsity level at the running back position for the Orioles. Sam Price was right there, and he just turned on the turbos and blew it by him, and then the yards after contact, hard running attributes carrying on for the Buhler running backs.
Double wing, double tight set for Buhler again. McDaniel about the size of this Augusta D-line, 6'1", 225.
That's huge, especially when we lose our biggest guy up front earlier in the year. Here we go as we have a whistle.
Remember, have been injured in an accident. Contact Pile Law. At Pile Law, Tom takes the time to evaluate yours. Hope that McDaniel is okay. So now Buhler going to 3rd string tailback, which in this case, I believe that might be Eddie back there. No, Eddie's split out. So They'll roll Neal to the near side. He'll fire a pass, and it's going to be caught. Will Hanen
knew he had an Oriole defender behind him, able to get that foot in high school. All you got to have is one, and he sure got it in.
There's a drag here to the near-hand side, so they'll bring up a very manageable 3rd and 1 here for Buhler. 31 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of play. Turf and be short as the turf monster got him that time. And another injury for him will be Jordan Beckman, so we'll hope that Ryland's okay.
Yeah, Ryland injured his ankle last week, had to come off too, so hopefully Doc can get him looked at real quick and get him back out as Crusaders start to come off the field on this 4th down, debating whether or not we're going to let Quarter run out here and decide on this 4th and 1 situation.
Second quarter from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. This is Buhler Crusader football on HKFM.
Lodge 7-0, Conway Springs 13, Sterling 0. McPherson an early 7-0 lead on Wellington. Pratt up on Smoky Valley 7-0. Garden Plain over Centralia at halftime 10-7. That game had an early start tonight. Also a score we have in 6-man football tonight. Pawnee Heights leading Burton 6-0. With a scoreboard update, I'm Lucky Kid.
Hi, this is James with Speed Wins. We back up our lightning fast internet with a customer first philosophy. That means you will talk to a live person from our office in Buhler when you call in. If you're not already a customer, go to ideatech.com and click on check availability. Or you can call us at 620-543-5000 to inquire more about our services.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Welcome back to Augusta. Big 4th down on the way for Buhler. It's fine. And, Matt Eddy's one of those guys, Carson, so versatile. Wherever you put him, he can be dangerous.
Yeah, he's that athlete that you want to get the ball to. I heard him talk earlier this week. He wants to be where he can help the team out the most. And in this situation, with Mitchell out on the sideline.
Now, unfortunately, a flag is going to come out, and where that flag is thrown, probably going to be a hold on the Crusaders, as Eddy really tried to string that thing out to the edge. Good pursuit angles by Augusta.
Yeah, great job by the Orioles defense. You look at the field when everybody's walking back and you see almost the whole team on this side of the hash. Knowing where Matt Eddy is at all times is from now on will always be a big component of the game plan for opposing defensive coordinators.
Get a hold. It's got to be on 1st down, so that way you got 4 more cracks to try to get the line to gain. The line to gain is clear down near the 18-yard line. The ball this go-around will be spotted at
wide out position.
So one receiver split out to either side, 3-step drop for Neal. He's going to hurl it near side to Eddy. 4 Orioles in his neighborhood, but Eddy so sure-handed. And the great thing, too, with Eddy, a lot of the underneath stuff is going to be open because they want to keep Eddy in front of him.
Yeah, don't let him burn you deep is what every single defensive back coach is screaming right now, and the Orioles did just that. Fake comeback is going to be a great route. We've seen it once already tonight. Gives us a very manageable 2nd down instead of 2nd and 20.
Going to hurl one downfield, and Eddy, almost. It was a post route over the middle. He had his defender beat. The defender in coverage that time was
Kursler. Made it very good on the wrestling floor and just beat Brian Regier around the edge. Jeffrey has any more time, and that's 6 up on the board for the Crusaders.
So a 3rd and 8. Clock stops on the incompletion. 10:58 left to go in quarter number 2. Buhler with the 7-0 lead, and it'll be interesting to see if the Crusaders do not convert. I'll sling it on a swing route to Eddy on the far side, and unfortunately it's going to be snuffed out by Marcus Terry, one of the senior defensive back leaders for Augusta, and this will bring up a 4th after a loss of 3 and 11. Ball spot.
Looks like we're going to try to go for it here.
Yeah, of course, Neal, I'll talk about it all season long. I saw him drill a couple 50, rolling to his right, heavy pressure from Augusta, keeps the play alive with his feet. He's going to sling the ball downfield. Pass intended for Skripsik on the drag route, but that's one of those good incompletions, if you will, by Neal because he saved some yardage there for the Crusaders.
Yeah, great job. You want as a quarterback him to kind of stay where his protection is. He kept rolling out, trying to find space, ended up costing him. Defense so far 2 3 and outs right now. Black Knight defense has shown up big time tonight.
Augusta 1st and 10, 10:09 left to go. Their first possession here of the 2nd quarter of play. It's going to be a Matt Eddy as well as Braden Gentry.
Even attack of rush pass. Great fake by Kaiser in the backfield. Finding where the ball is.
As he takes it across the 35-yard line, and they'll bring up a 3rd and short after Blackwell with a good cutback on that misdirection play.
Yeah, 3rd and short. You look for Augusta with the...
It's going to be a fullback dive this time. Pfeiffer will plunge forward, get the ball near the 40-yard line. He needed to get across the 39, so he gets the first down by at least a half yard. So it'll be Augusta's first.
Their first down sticks are still on Bueller's side, or Augusta's side of the midfield line. So great job by the Black Knight defense looking for another
loss on the missed pitch that time. Fumbling the pitch out of bounds is Caden Stillwell. So we talk about being on schedule. That'll bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Orioles.
Yeah, option look from Augusta. Chase Henderson lit up the fullback in the backfield, forced the pitch, flustered the quarterback, caused that bad pitch, and unfortunately Bueller wasn't able to get on it, but negative plays are negative plays, and when you lose 5 on first down, it's always...
Isaiah Blackwell, and Blackwell will get back that lost yardage on the missed pitch. Ball will be spotted near the 42-yard line, so bring up a 3rd and 8 now for the Orioles.
McDaniel again, big target on the outside. He's going to be matched up with Bryce Ruda by the looks of it coming out of the huddle. So a little bit of a size advantage for McDaniel. Jeremy Gentry is going to need to be able to come over and help, but Crusaders big chance to switch momentum.
So it's going to be a pass play. Actually, Kaiser also.
Great job. Pursuit, pursuit, pursuit. They got there so fast that Gavin Kaiser couldn't even find where his receivers were. He almost got out of it, but one
stops the drive, and Augusta will be forced to punt it away. The punt kicked by Caden McDaniel. It's going to roll out of bounds here right around the 34-yard line, 33-yard line, make that. So the Crusaders will set up, and what
heck of a leg from the Augusta kicker. Caused a touchback. We'll take the ball at the 20 all the time. Run our offense out, set up, punt, only a 30-yard punt, puts us just ahead of the 30, almost to the 35 as Matt Eddy.
4-yard gain. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6, 7:25 left to go second quarter, and this will be the first time tonight Bueller has had the wind at their back.
Yeah, having the win just provides you with a good chance going into halftime as well.
So 2 receivers here to the near side. Eddy, great hole here on the right-hand side. He'll fight his way forward, and good second effort will get him across the line to gain. They'll move the sticks, first down Crusaders.
Great job. Time because they know that, hey, we're going to have the chance to block and free a guy for a touchdown, and if that's one of us playing a running back, we'll do it.
2 receivers split out to the far side. Again, they'll move Skripsic in motion, tight end to the left now. Hand off to Eddy, going to that hit him, but Eddy takes him for a ride. Nice 4-yard pickup, bring up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I love to see the motor still churning even after contact. Matt Eddy was met. His legs never stopped. He was on a pile. Legs were still turning, trying to get that extra yard.
For at least a 2, maybe 3-yard pickup, bring up a 3rd and 4 now for the Crusaders.
Yeah, 3rd and 4, you still have some options here. You can go a run, you can go a sweep, you can go a short pass, you can go a long pass, setting up at the prize if they get the first down right here.
Twins to the far side. Tight end here on the near side is Skripsic. Neal under center. It's going to be a quarterback keep to the left. Nice edge set, but unfortunately one of the defensive linemen for Augusta come through unblocked, and making the tackle is Willie Morales.
Except for the fact that the gap was back toward the middle of the field, which is where you want to stay away from, had guys blocking for him around. Just wasn't quite able to get there. First time Crusaders had to punt today.
So Neal will kick it away. He's near his 40-yard line, sends that one sky high. What a punt. And it's going to be fielded inside the 10-yard line. It's fielded by the dangerous Caden McDaniel. He tries to string it out, but a great special teams tackle.
Not a great snap. Jeffrey was able to get it. Nice high spiraling punt. Gave Matt Eddy great time to go down there. Just wasn't able to make the tackle, but pins to Augusta Orioles back.
Surveys, 4:41 left to go here. First half, Bueller with a 7-0 lead. This game flying by here tonight. Game number 6 of the regular season. There'll be 2 receivers split out for Augusta, 1 to either side. It'll be a top Luca Gotti, so some of the seniors stepping up for the stop. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, great job setting the edge by the Crusader defensive backs and safeties, finding out where the ball's going, standing ground, using that
off to the fullback Pfeiffer, and he's going to be slung down. Actually, they had Talon Nieves taking the handoff that time, filling in for Pfeiffer. He picks up a couple yards, gets across the 20, up to the 21-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
Positive yards. Only 1 first down so far on the game. Have had chances now with a 3rd and 4. You gotta want a first down here, especially coming into halftime.
Under center is Kaiser. He'll do the pitch out here to the near side. They'll get to the edge, and the hold is going to be called as Bryce Root of the corner here on the near side nearly got tackled. And so thankfully that'll negate the pitch.
Causing all of that. So great job by Bryce fighting around, able to draw that right in front of the official. Worst time to create a hold. So Crusaders going to push him back. Very, very long 3rd down attempt here for the Orioles.
20 down to the 11-yard line, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 14. The Crusader Black Knight defense has got to hold one more down here, Carson.
Yeah, you got to expect something tricky as you have a bunch look on the other side. Set into motion in a pitch, and he's off to the races.
And a shot out of a cannon on the far side. That was Stillwell that they got to the, or excuse me, Blackwell that got to the.
Still have all their timeouts, but you can get out of bounds and let that momentum sit. It's very good for the guys in orange.
2 receivers here to the near side. Man in motion. They're going to hand off to the fullback. Fighting forward, that is Wyatt Grimes, who took the handoff up the gut. He's going to be slung down to the turf by Gentry. About a 2-yard pickup ball near the 45-yard line as we go under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Still 7-0 Crusaders.
Yeah, and Augusta's going to walk their quarterback all over to get their next play from their head coach. As the Orioles set back up, Crusaders feeling comfortable, still on the other side of the.
It's going to be another pitch play to the edge as Augusta's really attacking to the outside, and getting a piece of him to bring him down is going to be Jeremy Gentry, the safety, after he picks up Augusta's 3rd first down of the night. And unfortunately, Carson, Augusta starting to get something going on those toss sweeps to the edge.
Yeah, starting to find where they're having success is on that edge. Crusaders going to start to run a little blitzes.
Great job by the Crusaders stuffing that one as Talon Nieves gets popped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Will bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, your middle linebacker comes up to make that play. You have to be ecstatic for Buhler. Braden Gentry read his key, came up and met him in the hole and came out on the victory side of that.
So minute 45 remaining here in the first half. Buhler 7, Augusta nothing. Clock continuing to melt away here. They'll drop Kaiser back. He's going to scamper to his right. Flag out in the backfield. It's going to be a hold on Augusta of some sort.
Yeah, and as soon as you see that flag, all the Orioles coaching staff are like, oh no. And then you see your quarterback get absolutely drilled by Will Hanen. And he's a little shaken up after that as Crusaders are going to back him up right here.
So the flag is right at the midfield stripe, so they'll start marking off the penalty yardage from there. Didn't catch the white. Here's their signal. Or maybe we missed. Oh, here we go. It's the hold on Augusta, so we'll bring up 2nd. And as the old adage goes, Carson, a country mile. The ball nestled near the 40-yard line. Augusta's got to get clear across the 35 on the other side of midfield.
Yeah, great opportunity here for the Black Knight defense.
Be prepared for them to attack the edges and throw downfield. They're going to throw a screen near side, and great job by Matt Eddy, the screen killer. They tried to run a little screen over here to the fullback, Logan Pfeiffer, but Eddy was just there to disrupt things enough to bring up a 3rd down.
Matt Eddy, being a leader on the team, being that screen buster, you know, we talked about they snuck one guy out, and Matt Eddy read his key, saw it, and snuffed it out, creating your next 3rd in a country mile.
Well, and a big thing here for the Crusaders, if they can stop Augusta here, they've got timeouts left and can try to maybe punch another score in themselves. There'll be a little dump pass underneath as they get it away to the intended target, Caden Stillwell. Stillwell will get it across midfield, but luckily after that holding penalty, even though it's a nice pickup on 3rd down, it's going to bring up a 4th and 9. The ball spotted right at the 42-yard line. They've got to get clear up to the 33-yard line for the first down.
Yeah, with just about 1 minute remaining here in the second half, Orioles likely to take it down as far as they can, call that timeout, and try to pin the Crusaders deep, forcing them to go all the way down. Good thing is we got the wind, and like you said, Jeffrey Neal has a quite incredible leg, so we'll see what plays out here for the rest of the second half.
So they will melt it down to nothing. We'll take a timeout.
As your community bank, Prairie Bank of Kansas is always looking for ways to make banking more convenient, like e-statements. Eliminate the need to file your monthly statements. Now you can be notified the moment your statement is available. Buhler, Inman, or Hutchinson. Prairie Bank of Kansas. How banking should be.
Mayhem is everywhere. Protect yourself. Hi, I'm Andrew Parr, your Allstate agent in Hutchinson. Protection shouldn't be pricey. Call me today or stop by the office at 13th and Main in Midtown Hutchinson for a free quote. Are you in good hands?
Booster Club and the Buhler Crusader Closet on Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date with new arrivals and activity schedules.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Welcome back down to Augusta, where Augusta tries to run off a play. Unit will come on for the Orioles.
Yeah, not surprised that these kids want to run that whatever play they had drawn up, probably a trick play. So when you get excited like that, sometimes things like that miss your brain and you create the opportunity for you to.
Daniel's been sending him up the elevator shaft today, and you talk about the Peter call. This one's going to take a Buhler roll backwards. So Buhler's going to get the ball, decent field position, 31 seconds left to go here in the first half.
So we listened to Coach Warner say he liked the no-back situation, which means they worked on it a little bit in practice. So you hope that you can get pushing it a little bit. But remember, we got the win, so hopefully we can get a couple first downs.
Sam Price in coverage, and Luca, so close to hauling that one in.
Up that step, came back and caused a little bit of commotion right off the.
Roll another one downfield. Matt Eddy, the guy intended receiver, and there we go. Pass interference is going to get called on Augusta.
Yeah, and you mentioned at the high school ranks, it's not a spot foul at the high school ranks, so it's only going to be a first down, but with 15 seconds left, you expect to get of Augusta.
So Buhler will have first and 10, 15 if you want to try to set up the field goal.
Yeah, and we see our first no-back look from the Crusaders.
Trips to the near side, empty backfield, 2 to the far. Neal out on the field. Let's see. Hopefully it's defensive pass interference. 5 ticks left on the clock. Let's see which way it goes is going to dictate where. They're going to put offensive pass interference on Eddy.
They're going to say Eddy up, and Eddy pushed off. They say just a little bit too early, causing that penalty, and that's going to back up the Crusaders with just about 5 seconds left. Not looking good as a chance for points on the board.
Ball's up in the air. You've got to have the mentality of it's mine, or a lot of interceptions happen. But Crusaders, let's see if they sling it one more time with just 5 ticks left to go here. One back in the backfield is Cruz Hirschberger. Trips to the near side. And now a timeout is going to be taken. Let's see who called it. Still no signal. This timeout brought to you again by Pile Law to evaluate your options. And they are going to keep the players on the field, as I believe Augusta is the one that called the timeout. Buhler started heading to the locker room. And I think, Buhler is going to go ahead and just say, let's. Here in Augusta is Buhler 7, Augusta nothing. We'll kick off your Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report here on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Crusader football continues next with the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Coming up, Aaron and Chris recap tonight's first half, and we'll catch up with other coaches and athletes in This Week in Crusader Sports. 95.9 HKFM.
Neufeld Flooring, proud supporter of Buhler High School activities. We are your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment to visit us at 110 West 2nd, downtown Buhler, or give us a call at 620-543-2274. Go Crusaders!
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one. Unanswered questions, feelings of stress and grief are only natural. As the owner and director of Inman Funeral Home, I bring over 25 years of experience bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home. Find me at inmanfh.com.
Holidays are right around the corner. Holly here with Holly Sweet Treats. Be sure to get your pre-orders in for corporate gift boxes and family desserts for the holidays. Follow us on social media, come see us at 205 South Main, or call 888-YUM.
Hey fans, this is Rachel Nelson. It's game time and I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. Spend your valuable time prepping for the game, not doing laundry. Keep your knit polos and khaki pants looking great. For the winning look, stop by I Need a Cleaners, 13th and Main in Hutchinson.
September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. You no longer have to remember a 1-800 number when you're in crisis. 988 is the new suicide and crisis lifeline number for you or someone you know when having thoughts of suicide, a mental health crisis, or a substance use crisis. Help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're not alone. Reach out for help. Call or text 988 to talk to a crisis counselor. Rise up, Reno.
Well, welcome back on our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Time to talk a little Crusader golf with the head golf coach, Brennan Torgerson. Coach, first, thanks for some time, sir.
You bet. Thanks for having me, and thanks for wanting to talk Crusader golf.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about your season. I know you guys posted your best team score, I think, just this week at League.
Yeah, we did. We actually posted our best team score by 24 shots on Tuesday at League, and felt really good about how our players played and how they carried themselves on the golf course. And I just kind of felt like finally we were able to show some things that we'd been doing in practice to try and improve our team score. And, and with our players, each individual score improving helps our team score. So it's kind of a process, and really felt like we did some nice things to post that score of a 371 yesterday.
Yeah, I've been watching the scores throughout the year. You've got some kids, it seems like, that as time has gone on, have really improved.
Yeah, they have, and we had on Tuesday at League, we had, I think, 4 players posted their best round of the year so far. I've told them all year that we're, be patient. We're working towards October, and October is the most important tournaments of the year. We've got, probably the second most important tournament behind us now. Now the most important one is regionals. Regionals is where we really want to try and put our best foot forward. So we have the opportunity to qualify for the state tournament and compete for a state championship.
I was impressed with your numbers, Coach, the number of young ladies that came out in the fall. I know you've had to sometimes have a couple of different JV teams going. You guys have been pretty busy.
It's been very busy. We're very, very lucky and very excited about the 24 girls that we had out for golf this year. Most we've ever had, and it was a little bit of a good challenge to be able to find tournaments for all of them and give them some tournament experience. I felt like we did a really good job with getting them quite a number of tournaments and some experience there, but really excited about the interest that we had in girls golf this fall.
Your regional is this coming Monday at Turkey Creek, so obviously, of course, you guys are familiar with there in McPherson. Thoughts on how things stack up there for you?
Well, it's a tough regional. Wellington will be there. Wellington, in my opinion, is one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the state. They will be there. Keisha has eliminated a regional, so we're down to 3 regionals with more teams. 4 teams qualify, and then there's some individuals not part of the team that also qualify. We're at McPherson's Invitational earlier in the year. McPherson just started girls golf this fall. Turkey Creek's a tough golf course for girls. A lot of trouble. You got to keep the ball in play. And whether the fairway in that type of area is a little wider where you can miss, it usually gets pretty tight around the greens. So we'll have to do a good job of managing the game and making good decisions on the golf course. But we look forward to it. Look forward to the challenge, and and look forward to the opportunity to qualify our team for the state tournament.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time, and good luck Monday at MAC. Thanks so much, and take care.
You bet. Thanks for your time, and best wishes to all Crusader Athletics as they're preparing for league and postseason.
That is head golf coach Brennan Torgerson. We're back with more of our halftime right after this.
More of the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report is coming up after this. Prairie Bank of Kansas, your locally owned full-service bank since 1886. 95.9 HKFM. The Buhler Crusaders play here.
At Adams Brown, we go above and beyond to help our clients. Hi, this is Brett Henry. We'd love to show how our team can help your business. Stop by our Hutch location at 30th and Plum or check out adamsbrowncpa.com. Adams Brown, strategic allies and CPAs, above and beyond.
Rise and shine. It's daylight time and time to go to your happy place. With kids back in school, that means fall flavors are returning to your Hutchinson Daylight Donuts. Bear claws, pine cones, pumpkin and apple spice cake donuts, and of course, all your favorite standards made fresh from scratch each morning. Order online and have them ready to pick up by going to HutchinsonDaylightDonuts.com. At 3rd and Main and 1435 East 30th, we're your Hutchinson Daylight Donuts.
Dr. Ediger genuinely cares about his patients. He knows his stuff. He is easygoing and makes you feel really comfortable. It can sometimes be intimidating going to the dentist. He does everything he can to ease your worries, especially with the kids.
Hi, this is Dr. Corey Ediger, inviting you and your family to call me at 663-9136. That's 663-9136. Or stop by my office on East 30th to make an appointment today at Ediger Family Dental.
Where patients come first.
Hi, this is Jen Stallman with the Buhler Booster Club. Booster Club supports all student activities and athletics. Please consider membership in our Booster Club to help support all students at Buhler High School. Follow the Buhler Booster Club and the Buhler Crusader Closet on Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date. Thanks for the continued support of our generous donors.
From their beginnings in 1989, Wifco Steel Products has grown to be the premier supplier of storage tank hardware in the U.S. and Canada, and they're still growing. Apply today at wifcosp.com. Wifco Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Welcome back to Augusta, where at the half, Buhler leads the Orioles 7-0 here on the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. And Buhler Crusader football all season long, brought to you in part by Wifco Steel Products, by Daylight Donuts, by Midway Motors, Rod's Tire and Service in Hillsboro, and by Newfelt's Flooring. And we're going to take a look at the Daylight Donuts first half recap before we take a look at the Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update. But our first half recap is sponsored by Daylight Donuts. Time to go to your happy place, made from scratch every morning. Daylight Donuts with 2 locations in Hutch. Rise and shine. It's daylight time. So the first half, only 1 score in the first half. That came at the 3:25 mark as Mitchell McDaniel had a 22-yard touchdown run. The PAT from Neal was good, and that made it 7-0, and both teams fought to a draw in the second quarter. So again, your score at the half, 7-0. We'll take a look at your statistics here, Carson, and then we'll take a look at the Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update. So Carson?
Yeah, total offense, Buhler with 184 yards, Augusta 81, and most of that came on their last drive. Number of plays, Buhler's run 31, Augusta still with 20. So we look at passing attempts, Buhler 50 yards, Augusta 1 for 4 at 18. 134 yards on the ground for the Crusaders, 21 rushing attempts, average is 6.4, which you keep doing that, you're going to grind out a lot of first downs. Penalties, Buhler has 2 for 25 yards, Augusta 5 for 45, Buhler with that lone turnover. Time of possession, Buhler right now 14:04, Augusta 9:25, so Buhler winning that possession battle leaps and bounds. Buhler with 12 first downs, the Orioles with 3, both first downs, or all 3 first downs coming on the ground, 4th down conversions. Augusta 0 for 1, Buhler converting 50%, 1 for 2. Jeffrey Neal 6 for 10, 50 yards and 1 interception. Gavin Kaiser is 1 for 4 with 18 yards, no interceptions.
Well, a big stat, you talked about time of possession. Buhler's had it more than 5 minutes more than Augusta in that first half. And the other big one, first downs, 12-3. anytime you're going to put up that many more, triple or quadruple the first downs your opponent, that's usually a good recipe for success.
Yeah, and it's hard as a defensive player. Oh, another first down. We got 4 more chances to stop, and then they keep renewing that, and it wears on your mind. So Crusaders doing a great job. Mitchell McDaniel is leading the team in rushing yards. We hope we can see him here in this second half. He came out, the officials noticed something, and that's been a big topic of conversation. If somebody sees something, to send them off, get them evaluated. We see that in professional football as well. He's averaging 7.1 yards per carry, so getting him back, keeping that average per carry high will be influential, but right now we just hope he's okay.
No doubt about it. Well, we'll take a look here at your Buhler Dental Care score before we send it back to the studios. We'll take a look first at the games going elsewhere across the Ad-Astra Sports Network. On Sports 1 on the Ad-Astra Radio app at the half, Marion is leading Council Grove 32-7. And Council Grove had only allowed 2 touchdowns all season long coming into tonight, and they allowed 3 to Marion back in that first quarter. So the Marion Warriors off to that great start over Council Grove. On Mix 96.7 KMPK, right before the half, the last score we have down south is Pratt leading Smoky Valley 21-14. On Kicks Country 106, Gossel, the Bluebirds leading Pretty Prairie right before the half 30-6. On Sports 2 on the Ad-Astra Radio app, Conway Springs was leading the Sterling Black Bears 25-0. On Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU, Holstead leading Lions late in the second 21-8. And those are all the scores elsewhere on the Ad-Astra Sports Network. We did have a score. The last score we had out of Wellington was Mac leading Wellington 14-6. We'll try to get you a halftime score. And the last score we have from Father Pritchard Field in Hutch was Trinity Catholic leading Medicine Lodge 14-0. That game over on Kansas Rocks 100.3. Carson, what else are you seeing across the state?
Yeah, big matchup in Derby tonight as the Derby Panthers take on the Maize Eagles. Derby at half is leading 20-14 on the scoop and score off Avery Johnson's fumble. Elsewhere, we have Hayes and Dodge City. Hayes leading 20-0. Blue Valley Northwest takes on Southwest, winning 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Other first quarter scores: Great Bend 7, Liberal 6. Mulvane is taking the early lead in Winfield 7-0. Blue Valley and Blue Valley North tied at 0-0 after the first. And just a few good games. Parsons beating Galena 7-0 at the end of the first.
All right, well, we'll send it back to the studios as we continue the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. You're listening to Buhler Crusader Football on 95.9 HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
What do you look for in an insurance company? Hello, this is Brad Patton from Wade Patton Insurance. If you're looking for sound advice, dependable service, and the careful evaluation of your family's insurance needs, you should give us a call. At Wade Patton Insurance, we specialize in personal service. Your agent that evaluates and sells you your policy is the same agent that will be there answering questions and providing sage advice when you need it. So if you're looking for personal service from an accessible agent, check us out online or give us a call at 620-662-5469.
Are you building a house?
A swimming pool?
Are your lights flickering?
Call Schmidt Electric.
That's Schmidt Electric. 620-960-6755. Schmidt Electric will take care of all your electrical needs.
Got Spock?
Hi, this is Serena from Midway Motors. To help fight breast cancer, Midway will be donating $50 for every vehicle sold during the month of October in hopes of raising $15,000. Visit midwaymotors.com to learn more.
Coming up on Saturday on Ad-Astra Radio, one team will be leaving Smizer Stadium with their first victory of the season as the Sterling College Warriors will be hosting the Bethany Swedes. Both teams remained winless after last weekend as the Bethany College Swedes took on number 14 Bethel College and fell 42-7, while the Sterling College Warriors made the long road trip to Kansas City and took on Avila University and went down to the Eagles 44-14. So it's a big game between Sterling and Bethany as both teams are looking for their first win. It's also homecoming this weekend at Smizer Stadium as kickoff is at 1:30, as on 96.7 you can hear the Bethany broadcast team starting at 1:15, while the Sterling broadcast team will kick off their coverage at 1 o'clock on 95.9 KWHK. But there may not be a bigger game in the state than in Lawrence, Kansas, as College Game Day will roll into town for the first time ever at David Booth Memorial Stadium as the 19th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks take on the 17th-ranked TCU Horned Frogs. Head coach Lance Leipold said that even with all the winning, there's plenty to improve on.
We can improve in a lot of ways. I think that showed itself really last couple games. We've got plenty to clean up, that's for sure. But, you know, what you're pleased is that you still find a way, and that's what good teams can do. And I say clean up, that's not them, that's coaching, that's everything that we're doing. And that's what's exciting because, you know, you haven't kind of hit the, you know, what you can be. But as we know, this is the biggest challenge so far in many different ways. So it'll be another good measuring stick, that's for sure.
The matchup between the top 25 teams is sold out, and it's the first time that the Jayhawks have been ranked in the top 25 since 2009. Kickoff from David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium is at 11 o'clock, and you can hear coverage get underway with the pregame show on 94.7 KSKU starting at 9:30. That's a look at your halftime sports. Let's get you back out to your high school games.
You're listening to the Prairie Bank of Kansas Halftime Report. Tonight's second half kickoff is coming up next. Join Aaron West and head coach Steve Warner Monday nights at 6:30 for the Crusader Coaches Show, 95.9 HKFM.
At Morton Salt in South Hutch, we're passionate about what we do and how we do it. That's because we're helping to improve people's lives in more ways and places than ever before. Hi, this is Evan Moody, General Manager. To learn more, go to mortonsalt.com.
Get the latest 5G devices at Nextech Wireless. Now you can get the iPhone 14 Pro and the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus on us, or up to $999 off any other device. And that's not all. You can also get half off a new Apple Watch when you bring your number to us. Nextech Wireless. We are Kansas.
Hi, this is Kathy from Midwest Iron inviting you to help the environment and put a little cash in your pocket by bringing us your recyclable metals to 700 South Main and Hatch. Have questions? Give us a call at 620-662-0551. Midwest Iron, recycling for tomorrow's environment.
At Dick's Phillips 66, our family has kept motorists on the road for nearly 60 years. Hi, this is Janet Dick, inviting you to stop by our locally owned station at 1215 East 4th in Hutch. Dick's offers top-tier gasoline, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Wherever you're headed, every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
Pyle Law is a Kansas personal injury law firm. We handle cases in McPherson County and throughout the state of Kansas. Now is the time to call for your free consultation. I'm Liz Pyle, and my husband Tom has over 25 years of personal experience in all matters relating to Kansas personal injury law. Tom will take the time to evaluate your options, inform you of your rights, and walk you through the complicated process of seeking compensation for your personal injuries or loss. Contact Pyle Law at 620-241-9000.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Welcome back down to Augusta Hillier Stadium, homecoming night here at Augusta. We believe the third time Buhler has been the homecoming team this season, and the Crusaders are going to kick off here to start the second half, and a new kicker out there tonight, Carson, to open up the second half.
Yeah, different kicker, trying to get Jeff Neal. He's had some issues with cramps when he's been kicking in the past. Hopefully no cramps tonight with how cold it is, but it's good to get him off of the field trying to protect your quarterback. And they have some high hopes about this kid.
They kick it deep. The ball is going to go into the end zone. First kickoff for Jared Miller is a touchback, so a great start for the freshman.
And if he can do that every time, we are going to love it as Coach Warner sounds, but we'll take that every single time if he can put that in the end zone.
So a good start for special teams, and touchbacks are just one of those things. If you can get them consistently, it allows you to maybe sub down in their road orange top, or their home orange tops, black helmets, black pants. It's going to be a fullback dive up the gut. Pfeiffer is going to burrow his way across the 20 up to about the 23-yard line. Buhler in their road white uniforms, maroon and black numerals and trim, the matte black helmets and black pants. So clock rolling, second down, 2nd and 7 to be exact. This first half really flew by Carson.
Yeah, a lot of runs. We thought we would see more passes with Gavin Patton out, but Crusaders ran the ball well.
So they'll give back this misdirection play. Blackwell will take it around the right end as he's was the wing back here on the near side, so about a couple yard pickup. He gets across the 25 up to the 26-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 4, and if you're the Black Knight defense, boy, would you love to force a 3 and out here right out the gate.
Yeah, coming out of halftime, you're very excited to be able to put that foot down and say you're not getting another first down was big for the momentum.
It's going to be quarterback keep, and Kaiser's going to be swallowed up in the backfield. Great pressure. Anytime Augusta has tried to throw the football, Buhler has had white jerseys all around Kaiser, and he gets dropped for a loss near the 25-yard line. And the Black Knights do what we were just talking about, Carson, forcing a 3 and out right out the gate to open the second half.
Yeah, great job by our defensive line tonight. A handful of sacks, working against some bigger guys, but creating the pressure. Great job all around. Secondary has performed well, but the guys up front are getting it done.
Caden McDaniel will rugby style. It's blocked. The punt is blocked, and taking it almost to the house is none other than Jace Henderson, and we're going to make that the Schmidt Electric spark of the game as Jace Henderson gets the punt close. They spot it. It is going to be at the 1.5-yard line. Great start for the Crusaders.
Yeah, great job. I don't know what Cade McDaniel was doing. It looked like he might have been setting up for a pass, held onto that ball so long, and Jace, being the big two-tech in charge of rushing, great job getting around the personal protector and laying his body on the line to get in front of that.
1st and goal. The Crusaders going to go unbalanced line to the right. They're going to hand off to McDaniel, who will plunge his way in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Crusaders go up by 2 scores here with 10:08 left to go in the 3rd quarter of play.
Yeah, great job. Crusaders aren't really afraid to tell you what they're doing, and in that case, they ran that power-loaded backfield situation and just gave the ball to Matt Eddy and said, everybody go block for him. So Matt Eddy takes that in as their 2nd rushing touchdown of the day for the Crusaders.
Missed that. Matt Eddy getting the 2-yard rush. PAT, Briner's hold down. The kick is up and good, and the Crusaders move to 14-0 with that.
Are you considering putting up a fence, building a garage, adding on to your home, or purchasing ground? For all your surveying needs, contact Alpha Land Surveys in Hutchinson at 620-728-0012 or go to alphalandsurveys.com.
Is your team paying too much for health insurance? I'm Ashley McClure with IVP Benefits Consulting Group. As an independent agency, we represent every major carrier and can find your company the best rates available. Call me today at 620-904-7010 or go to ashliecannhelp.com.
Rods Tire and Service. Hi, this is Randy Gotti with the Buhler Booster Club. Please consider membership in our Booster Club to support all students at Buhler High School. Follow the Buhler Booster Club and the Buhler Crusader Closet on Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date with new arrivals and activity schedules.
Crusader football on HKF.
I believe on the return it was Ben Britton, but he got kind of banged up.
Yeah, great kick by the freshman, putting it at the 5 in the air. We talked about a little more air. The bad thing about that is that's where the Orioles were expecting it to be. They know how good this kid is, and a 30-yard return, almost a 30-yard return, sets up the Orioles in some decent field position.
Crusaders leading 14-0, 9:59 left to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Ball at the 34-yard line. It's going to be a hand to give them forward progress, about a 5-yard pickup there. It'll bring up a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and here's the thing for the Black Knight defense is 4 or 5-yard pickup is not okay. They've done really well in limiting those big plays, and so you give the Orioles a second in about 5, 6. You got to do better than that, and the Crusaders know they can.
So bring 2nd and 5. Kaiser gets the pitch out to the edge, and nice pursuit there on the far side. Will Hainan, one of the outside linebackers, makes the stop after about a 3-yard pickup. As Augusta is going back to attacking the edge on the quick pitches. And they're going to stop the clock. I believe he's going to be short of the first down stick. No flag on the play, but there is some penalty. I don't see the flags, but they're announcing it up here in the box. Let's see. It looks like it's going to go against Augusta as the ball is spotted near the 30-yard line.
Yeah, you'll get a holding call, and immediately Coach Coles and Coach Warner come out, talk to that secondary about setting the edge. When the team has had a little bit of success, not putting up any points, and they've had that little bit of success attacking the wings, they're going to go back to it. So Crusaders need to plan around that and do so accordingly.
Augusta goes hard count that time, and they're going to draw the Crusader D-line into the neutral zone. It looked to be the left side of the line that moved early.
Yeah, Jace Henderson really, really ready after that blocked punt to go make another impact, another spark of the game. So when you do that, you kind of get in your head a little bit and focus on everything that's going past the ball instead of focusing on the ball. And when you ride over it, it's something that coaches really don't like when you jump off sides.
Yeah, those offside penalties on D-line kind of usually get an earful from the coaching staff. Get man in motion here, toss to the near side. He's going to get to the edge, and then some. Nice tackle in the open field made by Jeremy Gentry, one of the safeties for Buhler.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 3rd and 3 their punt. Jace Henderson got through on that play, but when the Orioles sweep that out, they're leaving that middle open. So one step quicker, and the Crusaders have Kaiser back for a loss.
You almost feel like Augusta might be in 3-down territory or 4-down territory to try to ball loose. The snap is fumbled by Kaiser, and so it'll be a loss of a couple. They'll move it back near the 41-yard line. Augusta, and they are coming off a block punt. They might be going for it.
Yeah, and it's 4th and 4. You regret fumbling the football right there, as Will Hainan is going to be sent off, it looks like.
And interesting, the clock not running here on a fumbled snap. Clock should be running, but
Crusaders will send in Cash Carson to fill in for Hainan on this play. Not able to get on. Will Hainan looks like he was sent out for a little bit of blood on the uniform. We got that taken care of. He's back in as Augusta advances for a 1st down.
So a game of cat and mouse that time, and they're going to hit the Crusaders for the penalty. So unfortunately, Buhler drawn into the neutral zone gives Augusta the 1st down. And some new life for the Orioles here, trailing by 14, 14-0, 7:15 left to go in the 3rd. They'll pitch to the edge near side. That is Caden Stillwell, and flags come out late. And with where that flag was thrown, might be backside holding. Let's see. I believe it is going to be a hold called on Augusta. And you know, Carson, in the game of football, if somebody's attacking the edge, when they're attacking the edge so much, it's really tempting for offensive players to commit holds out there on the edge.
Yeah, when your goal is that edge, your feet want to go forward and not to the side. So it's hard for a guy to get all the way out there when the defensive backs who have a little bit of cushion can take an angle and make their feet go forward. So that's where you get the little bit of holding and trying to get those arms out in front on the player when your feet and your body aren't behind it.
So one receiver split out to either side. It's 1st and a long ways for Augusta. They're going to give to the fullback, and he'll fight forward. That is none other than Talon Nieves. Nieves gets back to the original line of scrimmage after the penalty, and then maybe a half-yard more, so bring up a 2nd and 9. 6:50 left to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, very patient right there. Crusaders looked like they had him lost in the backfield and then thought that they might, and 11 yards right there was really going to help out the Orioles.
They always say a good fake is worth 2 blocks. They'll drop back to pass Kaiser. 3-step drop, multiple flags out, and he's going to be swarmed under. Great job by, I believe it'll be a holding penalty on Augusta. We'll wait for the official signal from the officials. The penalty marker is down at the original line of scrimmage. They're going to go over and talk to Coach Warner and Coach Coles. So I'll bet all the rice in China that it's going to be, and just seeing
positives. You have a great job. Your DBs feel good, and your linemen feel good. It's going to end up being a false start Looks like 15 for the Orioles.
Clock continuing to bleed. 7:11 left to go here in this third quarter. Play bunch to the near hand side. They're going to run option. Great job by Henderson. Another quarterback sack as Jace Henderson just swallows up Kaiser for another big loss, and Henderson's having a big game up front for the Crusaders.
Yeah, we've seen him be able to get through, and he's always been just that one step too late. Got to him right there.
A few screen passes tonight, also some of those pitches to the edge, and have not thrown the ball downfield many times. So let's see what Coach Philbeck and the Orioles dial up here. They'll drop Kaiser back. He'll hurl it near side. He's going to connect, unfortunately, near side, and it's going to be a touchdown for Augusta, as taking it to the house is the big target, Caden McDaniel, as he got a couple steps on the corner of the near side Ruda, and a great delivery that time for Kaiser, and Augusta pulls within a score with that completion.
Yeah, Bryce Ruda had the coverage. I thought the ball was almost overthrown. That's why you want to go up 2 scores and not just 1. Pending this extra point, Crusaders still up 7 here. 5:22 left in the third. Still a lot of football here to play in Augusta.
So the PAT will be tried here by Augusta's Jeremiah Schaefer, and he'll bang it through the uprights and pull Augusta within a score. So your score with 5:22 left to go in the third quarter is Buhler 14, Augusta 7. Take a timeout, be back. You're listening to Crusader Football on HKFM.
Hi, this is Serena from Midway Motors. To help fight breast cancer, Midway will be donating $50 for every vehicle sold during the month of October in hopes of raising $15,000. Visit midwaymotors.com to learn more.
Advanced Physical Therapy of Hutchinson offers the most comprehensive physical therapy in the area. Our therapists at Advanced Physical Therapy are trained in multiple specialties such as women's health, dry needling, hand therapy, and orthopedics. If getting in to see your physician is difficult, Advanced Physical Therapy may be able to see you without a referral. We pride ourselves in one-on-one goal-oriented therapy to help reduce your pain and get back to doing the things you love. Call Advanced Physical Therapy or visit our website at aptclinics.com and see how we can help you live at your physical best.
Request the same tax pro every year, and your biggest possible refund is always guaranteed. At H&R Block, help is here. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
Stop by H&R Block in Lyons, Ellsworth, or Hutch today.
Crusader Football on HKFM.
Well, you don't see that one every day,
Well,
Carson.
you
don't see that one.
Yeah, so Augusta, little tricky kickoff formation. They have everybody except for 2 guys inside the hash. Have such a good kicker, you would expect him to put it through the uprights on the other side every time. Instead, he tries an onside kick, tries to get it back to himself, and when you do that, you got to kick the ball high. He kicked it almost too high. It stuck in the ground, went 3 yards. Buhler would get the ball on Augusta's 43-yard line.
Tailback spot, so we believe Mitchell McDaniel still not available due to an injury.
Yeah, officials sent him off. They saw something. Not quite sure if it's anything to do with the head or lower body maybe, but Tavian came in for him. We have seen Rylan Parks come back into the game. He's in right now.
So I formation, another fullback dive by Gentry, and he's going to be hit and stopped. We'll set up a 3rd and 2, clock rolling, 4:38 left to go third.
Yeah, the clock is going to start to be something that is going to be a managing game. When you have a one-point lead now and both teams have ran the ball almost exclusively, we're going to see.
Eddie's going to take the handoff on the right-hand side. He nearly broke it, but I tell you what, Matt Eddy with that senior leadership, grit, and determination, he needed about 2 yards. He picks up 4 and converts on 3rd down for Buhler.
Yeah, yards after contact. The motor never stops. Matt Eddy was hit, did not have the first down. Crusaders probably would have had to punt. Instead, keeps the legs churning, gets over for that first down, gives the Crusaders a new set of 4.
Pro set formation for the Crusaders. Split by Neal, as they have really shut down the far edge for the Crusaders. So Neal on first down with a nice, we'll say, 6-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's a great play. Anytime you can get 4 or more yards on any sort of down, you feel good about yourself. Jeff saw the defense over pursuit to the outside. Great cut back in to get a few extra yards.
3:35 clock rolling, 3rd quarter. Crusaders spending some time before they break the huddle. It'll be Gotti to the near side, Schmidt to the far. Hard run that time by Matthew Eddy.
Great job by the Crusaders front line. Made a big old hole you could drive a truck through. Eddy untouched all the way down to the 10. Ran through a tackle, got a few extra yards. Crusaders first and goal on the 8.
So Crusaders looking for their second score of Fender. He's going to keep scampering, fighting, scratching, clawing. He stood up right near the goal line, and they're going to blow the play dead just shy of the goal line. It'll bring up a second and goal. Ball near the 1.5 yards.
Further back than we thought, maybe at the 2-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 2 for Buhler.
So the Crusaders will go in to the loaded backfield. Offset eye for Buhler. And it's going to be Eddy powering his way forward. He's going to be ball loose in the end zone. Gentry to spot the ball short of the goal line in high school football. That's exactly what they do there. It's going to be 3rd and inches.
Yeah, if you can get it in once, you better get it in again. So Crusaders, if you're not in standing up, they're going to try to make you do it again. So 3rd and 1 here, loaded backfield again for Buhler. Need a big push from that offensive line.
That super back loading up the backfield is Gasway. They're going to give to the fullback up the gut, and this time Henderson will plow forward for the touchdown. The Crusaders go back up 2 scores with 1:39.
Yeah, great job by Jeff Neal. Takes a small step back, lets those center push his nose tackle one way or the other, finds the end zone.
That's one of the benefits. And Neal converts on the PAT.
Great job by Logan Briner. Loved snappers now lead 21-7.
So we'll take a timeout.
School activities. We are your experts for all your Go Crusaders.
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one, hence bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home.
Owned station at 1215 East 4th in Hutch. Dick's offers top-tier gasoline, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Wherever you're headed, every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
Crusader football on HKF.
Well, Jared Miller's 3rd kickoff of the night, 2nd touchback of the night, Carson.
Yeah, a little bit of deception as the Oriole returner started to run up, and Jared put it again in the air on the 5 and let that thing roll right in the end.
A little misdirection action as it's Wyatt Grimes, I believe, for Augusta. Kind of, actually, yes, Logan Pfeiffer, the fullback, taking the handoff, so he'll fight his way forward on 1st down for a 6-yard pickup.
Yeah, one of the bigger plays Augusta has had. Great for them to get that on that 1st down. Now sets up a more manageable effort to get past the sticks. Crusaders needing to trail, little slow play, a little more, looking to get a stop right here.
Man in motion for Augusta. A handoff again to Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer will fight his way forward, get the 1st down.
Gashing it outside and trying to get around the edge, and all of a sudden you come with 2 middle runs. It catches you off guard a little bit. Crusaders back on their heels, going to have to dig them in the ground, get a big stop right here, start to flip that momentum. It's starting to change back and forth. Got to get that all on our side.
38 seconds left to go now. Clock continuing to run, and it's going to be a fullback time. And this time, I tell you what a play made by Mr. Henderson as he just corralled Logan Pfeiffer. And
only employed that, used his whole body, made sure that he wasn't going anywhere.
And not a dirty play by any stretch of the imagination, just a physical play. But with that injury timeout, it's brought to you by Summit Surgical and Pinnacle Rehabilitation Sports Performance. Schedule your free consultation at summitks.com. The Summit, together for exceptional. Had to deal with some injuries. Rylan Parks got banged up earlier for Buhler. We don't know if he's been able to return to the game, but we'll hope that Logan Pfeiffer is okay, as he had back-to-back runs for Augusta here on this drive.
Yeah, we're comfortable with him out, and we've done well. I like that Matt Eddy has set up. I've liked to see Cruz Hirschberger. He's come in and done well. Crusaders doing well on the offensive side, but if we can stay healthy, that would be much appreciated here as we hit 26 seconds, and we finally see Pfeiffer able to sit up. Hopefully he'll be able to come off on his own power soon. But when you're a defensive coach,
to play for an injury, there's kind of that natural letdown. But good to see Logan Pfeiffer up, walking off the field under his own power. And so gets a high five from one of his teammates, Dylan Slusser, there for Augusta, so Augusta will come back on the field. But yeah, it's one of those situations that after stoppage of play, you're playing well in defense. You can't have that letdown mentally, as Augusta now with a 2nd and 11, 26 seconds left to go here in this third quarter play.
Yeah, and we see Caden McDaniel with that 72-yard touchdown pass.
Leaving early, but great job as coming up in the run support. Jeremy Gentry, one of the DBs, a safety to be exact, knocks him down for about a 2-yard pickup, ball spotted at the 40. Your score at the end of 3, your Buhler Crusaders 21, Augusta 7. We'll take a timeout and be back for your exciting fourth quarter. You're listening to Crusader football on HKFM.
Catholic 28, Medicine Lodge nothing. Cheney 41, Nickerson nothing. That was at the half. Gossel beats Pretty Prairie tonight 52-6. Sterling trailing Conway Springs 39 nothing. That is in the third quarter. Lions trailing Halstead 28-8. McPherson 24, Wellington 12. Pratt 24, Smoky Valley 14. Hessen winning Clearwater 42 nothing. Marion 32, Council Grove 7. Kingman 28, Shap.
House.
A swimming pool?
Are your lights flickering?
Call Schmidt Electric.
That's Schmidt Electric. 620-960-6755. Schmidt Electric will take care of all your electrical needs.
For more info on what WIFCO can do for you, go to wifcosp.com. WIFCO Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
Crusader football on HK.
So out of the quarter break, Augusta tries to pass here.
Luke Gotti lost Stillwell, had the opportunity to get a first down and more. Instead, incomplete. Crusaders force Augusta into a punting situation.
So McDaniel back deep to punt. This time they've dropped him base to his left. Up the field at the 30, 35-yard line. 40 flag is going to come out. And you could hear the Augusta faithful below us here at Hillier Stadium clamoring for.
Yeah, and the bad thing about that is it wasn't going to affect the play. Eddie had the corner already, and the hold didn't break him loose. So very unnecessary penalty. One of the first we've seen the Crusaders really shoot themselves in the foot. Good thing on the field, long, sustained drive.
So the Crusaders will set up shop at the 20-yard line, 11:42 remaining in the I formation. Will be a handoff to Eddie going to his left. Interior run, about a 3-yard pickup. It'll bring
up 40 seconds per play is amazing for the Crusaders. Great to see Matt Eddy still out there being a senior leader. As we see, we've seen some rotation.
Gentry, and he got a bear trap tackle that time. One of the Augusta Orioles was clinging to Gentry's foot for dear life. Ball comes out loose. The Augusta coaching staff hopping around. Lackey will jog onto the field. We'll hope whoever is down is okay. We can't see a number from here.
I think it's going to end up being Braden Gentry, and Gentry, one of those kids that is very tough. You don't really see too much emotion out of it, and when he slams his fist on the ground and being able to block, especially when you're running up the middle in between the tackles, he's your lead blocker, and he's a guy that you rely pretty heavily on in the game healthy.
Yeah, we'll hope it's just a cramp of some sort, but we mentioned one of the Orioles, kind of that old-fashioned bear trap tackle, is 3rd and 2 now for the Crusaders. Clock sitting at 10:51 remaining in regulation. One receiver split our side, came flying upfield, and is going to drop Eddie for a massive loss as he's tackled back near the 20-yard line. It'll force
Orioles, so causes Eddie to have a loss of yards, and luckily we have a weapon back there at punter.
So Neal will collect the snap near the 10. He'll 42-yard line, and that's exactly where Augusta will take over with 10:10 left to go in the fourth quarter play.
Yeah, great job by Jeffrey. You know, when you hack over on Augusta's 43, great job flipping the field, setting the Black Knight defense up. As Braden Gentry, we're going to see still on the sideline.
Football this fall. They'll hand off to, if Pfeiffer is back, yes, Pfeiffer 7-yard line before he's drugged backwards by
ball's there, and the next time it's not. Got fooled on that one. Don't expect him to get fooled very many.
Loose, ball's loose on the deck, and the Crusaders may have it. And it is Buhler football, so the Crusaders will turn over Augusta. Will even up the turnover margin with that fumble by Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Bryce Ruda was the closest Crusader over there. Ball was just bounced out, almost like a ghost punched it out. There wasn't too many people around, able to recover, and Hey,
a senior that will not be denied. Great carry on first down, about a 6-yard pickup.
Forward, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Let those guys work around you and find a way.
46. 2 receivers near side. It'll be a handoff to Eddie. Big hole for he gets the first down.
Yeah, just a little tug on the jersey. You wish that he could the field.
Good momentum for the Crusaders. It'll be Gotti split out to the far side. Near side is Austin. They'll hand off to Haanen. Try to run the fullback trap, I believe, but unfortunately one of the Augusta Orioles comes through the line.
Maybe a different play called. Will Haanen clamped down on the ball and took it. Ball security is important, though. As long as the ball's not on the ground, it's never a bad.
One receiver split out either side. Pro look for the Crusaders. Hand off to Eddie, and he's going to be stoned at the line of scrimmage.
Then it collapsed. Crusaders just couldn't hold it up long enough as we see the plays taking just a little bit longer, a little more time in between games. When you're up 14 in the fourth quarter with the clock rolling, you play that time management game. Is
21-7 our score. Hand off Eddie, right side, fights his way forward, gets across the 40 here with Buhler continuing to march down the field. 4th down, timeout. Augusta will take a timeout as well. Timeout brought to you by Pile Law. Buhler by 14.
Continue to do so. Follow us on Facebook and join in our weekly giveaways. Check out our website at alansamuelshutch.com for our new inventory arriving daily. And always have a warm cup of coffee waiting. And that's why Mr. Samuels always says,
come by Daylight Donuts. Bear claws, pine cones, pumpkin and apple spice cake donuts, and of course, all your favorite standards made fresh from scratch. We're your Hutchinson Daylight Donuts.
Crusader football on HK.
What a punt. He spins it backwards like a golf shot. Looks like you out there on the your approach shot there, Carson.
He works on a lot. I was able to snap to him. Little high snap, able to settle down and put it on the 10. Great spot. If it rolls forward, Matt Eddie's down there.
Started working back the other way, but Augusta's got a long ways to go here. Ball near the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Orioles, 6:48 as they Crusaders, but the flag out. And with where it's thrown, I have a feeling it's going to be on Augusta, so that is good news.
Be there, and boy, was Will Haanen there.
So the official spending some time talking about this thing.
Maybe a cut block here. Here comes the announcement.
Be a hold on Augusta. It's going to be an illegal block, so the Crusaders will push Augusta back. With that penalty, the ball will be spotted. 17 for the Orioles, and they are having to operate near their own goal line. After he kind of stumbles and spins his way up to the 10-yard line, so just a slight gain.
Yeah, everybody is covered. He's not waiting, not trusting his guys.
Triple nickels on the board, 5:55 remaining. They'll toss it to the side. It'll be bumped out of bounds by the safety, Luca Gotti, after he picks up the first down.
That's a hard play call to adjust to, 2nd and long. And when you run the sweep,
they're going to be dealing with some moisture. But, yeah, it's raining here in Augusta. It was not forecasted to rain. They're going to be a tail that has not really seen any action tonight. They roll him to his right on the toss sweep. He tries to throw it. He throws the incompletion. The clock will stop here as the rain starts coming down hard.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he shows the block and then goes. Tavian Gilliam.
And for Buhler, the rain couldn't have come at a better time with Augusta being forced on a go route, and it'll bring up a third.
It's the first wheel weathered fingers, and then you throw in a wet ball.
And what a big hit this time by none other than Jace after he gets sacked any day of the week.
That makes those guys smile ear to ear. Jace Henderson with the pursuit. He wasn't the first guy there, but he never gave up, never letting those other. They're going to punt and trust their defense right here.
Yeah, and Buhler has nobody back to return. They will, and they are going to do the fake punt. I mean, they didn't have Buhler fooled. Nobody was back to return. It's going to be picked off. Matt Eddy, anytime is any time. He picks it off at the 40. He's still on his feet, rumbles and stumbles inside the 20-yard line in the last gap by the red zone. 4:19 up 2 scores.
That is why you feel comfortable with a 14-point lead. You're able to let nobody back there, and who better to play center field than the outfielder himself, Matt Eddy, being able to set those last line of defenders at the yard to gain and just sit there, wait for McDaniel to have a.
Can say it was a pro set, and Augusta really selling out to 0-3 for the first time in a long time, with a chance to rattle off their 3rd consecutive win. If nothing, Schmidt. Receiver split out to the far side, I believe, is Gotti. as the clock continues to melt away.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have a new battery as Will Hayden checked out last play for Gasaway, and here comes her new reps. Make sure they hold on to the ball. They probably won't see an atmosphere like this, weather and rain.
Remaining, Rogers and Gotti, the receivers, split to the near-hand side. We hand off to Hirschberger. A 4th and 4. Clock continues to
At The Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients from forward together.
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one, bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home. Find me at inmanfh.com.
At Dick's Phillips 66, our family can go food options and friendly service. Wherever you're headed, every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Steve.
Field goal, the snap high. Briner not able to hang on to it. He fumbles the football. Was Hunter West, a freshman for the Orioles.
Yeah, something that Crusaders have struggled with all season, have looked like they've made it up, fixed all the issues, but like we mentioned, not only throwing side, but you got to throw it under your legs to snap. The rain maybe to some effect here as the bad snap, and then Briner just trying to do just a little too much instead of just falling down.
Up and good for Schaefer, and just like that, Augusta is back within a score. Your score 21-14, 2:23 remaining here in this fourth quarter. We'll be back after this timeout on HKFM.
This is Derek Fees with APAC Kansas Shears Division. You know we do big projects, but we also want you to know
the right price for the right protection, it exists. Hi, I'm Andrew Parr, your Allstate agent in Hutchinson, and I can help you get the right protection for the right price. Contact me for a free quote. Call me today or stop by my office in Midtown Hutchinson at 13th and Main. Are you in good hands?
Ever not turn on the light because it's just too bright, or wish you could switch lighting at home while you're gone so it appears someone is there? Sunflower Electric Supply has Caseta wireless dimmer kits with SmartBridge that can take care of all that and more. Locally owned and operated since 1950 and now run by the 4th generation family. Shopping at Sunflower Electric Supply keeps more money circulating locally too. So call today. It's win-win-win with Sunflower Electric Supply in Hutchinson, Great Bend, or Liberal.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Welcome back to Hillier Stadium. A turn of events as Buehler tries the 27-yard field goal and bobbled high snap, fumble, and Hunter West, a freshman for Augusta, takes it 80 yards to the house for a scoop and score. And now we've got the onside on the way for Augusta.
Yeah, throw out the good hands team. You have one guy split wide, everybody else almost at the hash. Crusaders going to send Cruz Hirschberger deep as Luca Gotti takes the kick. He's at the 40, 30, and nobody's going to catch him. Luca takes the onside kick back, flips momentum, and scores for the Crusaders.
I can't tell you how happy I am. Luca Gotti, one of those guys in the senior class, battled an injury to begin the season, and he picks up the onside kick and takes it to the house for his, I believe, first varsity score. What a great job for such a nice young man.
Yeah, and that's the harm of when you have those guys so close to the kicker. You kick it long trying to catch the other team off guard when, in fact, you're the one caught off guard. Great job by Luca. Instead of just falling on it, taking just half a second, looking at his surroundings and seeing green grass means go for Luca, and he took it to the house.
So the Crusaders back up 2 scores, and these are important just even beyond the win because we talked about it beforehand. The 13-point differential is what you can post.
And those are the second tiebreakers after win percentage. So any points the Crusaders can get over 13 is much needed.
So Neal's PAT will be a low one, but it'll get it across. All it's got to do is cross that crossbar, and that's exactly what it does. So Neal boots through the PAT, and Buehler back up by 2 scores, 28-14, 2:16 remaining. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Crusader football brought to you by Allstate agent Andrew Parr, by Midwest Iron and Metal, by Red Rock Auto Center, The Medicine Shop, Edgar Family Dental, by Prairie Bank of Kansas, Heston Bakery, Erickson Custom Building, the Crusader Booster Club, and Idea Tech. And Carson, what a turn of events there for the Crusaders. That scoop and score put Augusta right back in this thing, but then Gotti answers with the touchdown return himself.
Yeah, we talked a little bit off air that how special teams were going to play a big factor tonight with two great kickers going at it tonight. And we thought that was the case, and then all of a sudden here, with just under 3 minutes to go, it was. All of a sudden, when weather and elements come into play, special teams is where the game is lost and won, and it looked bad for the Crusaders, and then you have a guy who hasn't played much but has learned the game, come in on the Good Hands team, and it takes one back to the house.
Yeah, Gotti got his chops last year. He was one of the guys on kickoff team, had a lot of special teams tackles on kickoff, and now Jeffrey Neal with a little gamesmanship there, Carson.
Yeah, Jeffrey's probably going to get an earful from Coach Warner after that one. Instead, he'll squib kick it to the 30, and Crusaders coverage team will get them stopped inside the 40 at the 36.
See Cash Carson and Jeremy Gentry teaming up for the stop. So now the crazy thing is Augusta's shown their big play threat. So the Crusaders not out of the woods yet. They can't let down because, like we mentioned, they don't need to just get the win. They need to try to get the points as well.
Yeah, you have those 14. Find a way to do it that's unconventional. So all you got to do is keep the ball in front of you here.
Kaiser drops back. He's being pursued by Brian Regier. Pass tipped and nearly picked off. Gotti had a chance. Great job by big Brian Regier, another one of those senior leaders for Buhler. He was in hot pursuit of Kaiser. He was flushed out of the pocket. Pass was maybe tipped by Eddie, and the old-fashioned tip drill never nearly came to fruition there for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Brian Regier had a great game last week against Mulvane, and has been more Jace Henderson this week, but it's good to have those guys who you can kind of rotate, because when you look at film and you see Brian Regier, it frees up Henderson. And right there they focused on Henderson, which gave Brian Regier a free chance, and boy, did he make it worth it.
2nd down and 10. Clock stops on the incompletion. Trips to the left. Kaiser looking to his left. Flag out on the play. He's rolling to his left. He's going to chuck one downfield. He completes the pass near the line to gain, and then ushered out of bounds. The receiver was Heibarger for Augusta. It's Eddie that drives him out of bounds, but that flag in the backfield most likely will go against the Orioles and negate that completion.
Yeah, you want to play that time game here if you're the Orioles, trying to get the balls that are caught outside the hashes so you can get it out of bounds. You still have one timeout left, just under 2 minutes. No 2-minute warning here in high school football. So when you're on the hash, the Crusaders got to try to keep them in bounds. You know, you want to use that sideline as your 12th defender. Now you want to stay away from it. Keep the ball toward the middle of the field where all of your guys are, and get the tackle, get them down inbounds.
Well, it's a D lineman's dream right now, a definite passing situation for Augusta, so the front four can really tee off. Kaiser drops back, looks to his left, spins a pass up the field right in the middle, kind of a little hook route there for his intended target. That is Caden McDaniel, but it'll be incomplete.
Yeah, he was hit right as the ball got there by Matt Eddy, who they've dropped from that linebacker position, giving them an extra defensive back here in a no-doubt pouncing situation, letting him play that center field that he did on the punt.
So on the incompletion, clock stops, $1:42 remaining. Buhler by 14, 28-14. Homecoming night here at Hillier Stadium. It appears the rain has stopped at Augusta. Trips to the left, one receiver to the near. Kaiser's going to give one move, and he's going to be swarmed under. Quarterback sack, and it's going to be a couple of the Crusaders.
Nowhere to throw. Everybody was almost double covered, and the only way for Kaiser to go was back, and unfortunately, that goes for more sack yards. Great job by the Black Knights, collapsing, using each other's strengths, everybody getting to the rock at the same time. And if you're Augusta, you have to try to go for it here. 4th and 23 on your own 22 with the clock rolling.
Yep, under a minute to play now. Lee and Gentry getting ready to tee off another time here on Kaiser. They're going to toss to the left-hand side, and multiple flags out. It'll be a false start with 55 seconds remaining. And so right now, if you're Buhler, you're playing for points, and basically Augusta too here, trying to both cut into the lead, and Buhler trying to maintain that lead.
Yeah, Augusta almost didn't get that playoff. You know, when the clock's running down, the play clock is too, and there's a little play clock counter on both sides, which the linemen can see, so that attributes to that. They got the ball off with 1 second left. Makes the lineman.
Lee, great pursuit angle as they tossed it out to Caden Stillwell. and he's going to be nowhere near the first down marker. So the Buhler offense will take the field with 36 ticks left, and they're going to go to victory, and Buhler is going to come out of Augusta with their 14th straight victory in this series. Hard-fought game, and Buhler will win their 3rd game in a row.
And another one on homecoming. That's great for the Crusaders. Going to have to run 1 or 2 more plays depending on whether Augusta calls their timeout. But to come in with a very injury-plagued team trying to avoid any further injury, we hope Mitchell is okay. I do believe I spot him in a sweatshirt and his jersey. He's undressed with his pad.
Corner era bounce back and rattle off 3 consecutive league victories, and tonight get a hard-fought victory over a tough Augusta team. And you know, there's the old cliche, Coach Warner picks up his 14th straight win against Augusta, and the Crusaders will improve to 3-3 and continue moving up the playoff slots here for the postseason.
Yeah, big win. Luke Gotti and Jace Henderson providing those big sparks. Blocked punt and also a onside kick recovery that took it back for the Crusaders. And as you watch it run off the field, this team has a great electric energy. They are excited. 3 games in a row gets them back to 500. Everything they want right now is still out there in terms of playoff positioning, seeding. We hope Mitchell McDaniel is okay. I see him out there on crutches right now. He has his right foot taped up, I believe, and Crusaders with the big win today.
Emotional win for Buhler. They come to Augusta and spoil homecoming tonight, 28-14. We'll begin our post-game show. You're listening to Crusader football on 95.9 HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Coverage of Crusader football continues next with the Crusader Locker Room Show. On the way, Aaron and Chris recap tonight's game, and we'll hear the post-game thoughts of head coach Steve Warner. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
This is Dr. James Powell at Prairie Star Health Center. With so many great options to choose from in our optical department, we know you may have a hard time picking just one pair of glasses. That's why we at Prairie Star are offering a buy one, get one 30% off promotion now through October. Stop in and see our opticians today at the corner of 30th and K61, or give us a call to schedule your yearly eye exam at 620-802-0051, because at Prairie Star, it is all about you.
Prairie Bank of Kansas is a local bank with local concerns. You'll find us in the heart of the community, helping wherever we're needed. We enjoy working with local schools to help promote activities like sports and extracurricular learning. We hope you support these valuable activities too. We'll be right here with you. Visit one of our locations in Stafford, Buhler, Inman, or Hutchinson, or check us out online at prairiebankks.com. Prairie Bank of Kansas. How banking should be.
We're here to keep you rolling. Rod's Tire and Service.
September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. You no longer have to remember a 1-800 number when you're in crisis. 988 is the new suicide and crisis lifeline number for you or someone you know when having thoughts of suicide, a mental health crisis, or a substance use crisis. Help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're not alone. Reach out for help. Call or text 988 to talk to a crisis counselor. Rise up, Reno.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, welcome back to Hillier Stadium, where the Crusaders get a hard-fought victory over the Augusta Orioles tonight in a classic AV-CTL matchup tonight, 28-14. And we're going to take a look at some of the stats here from Coach Warner here.
Spread the ball around, see what we have still with the loss of Gavin Patton. I was super, as a new running back, can be hard to adjust to, especially a patched-up offensive line who's had some losses. Was 2 errant passes. One, he forced our offense played well. Our defense was the fact that he wants it that much shows the leadership. And Bryce Ruda came in and had a very good game. Just one big play, just jumped the route a little bit, or they just got behind by one step. And so it's very encouraging to be a Black Knight.
Be long, especially football, and even some freshmen tonight that did some things with the kicking game and special teams. And to me, that's one of the things that really stood out tonight to me is as there was injury, guys gel.
Are we going to lay down and die, or are we going to – they're back to 500 now. Clean. You're going to hope that a loss happens to Circle. Great leadership and energy from the Crusader sideline.
Yeah, a lot of team year has gone on, and we want to take a look at
the battle with 249 yards. Augusta came back from their yards per play, and Buhler with 411 for 4.6 yards per carry, 95 yards. Turnover battle tied at 2-2, and we're going to go ahead.
Okay, yeah, here we'll go down 3 games.
They're just, but that might be a school record for numbers. The guys that are
for Buhler since 2011.
I believe won 3 in a row. And
we talked about what happens when young guys come in the game. Said we believe in ourselves around the game. They become dangerous once you get on that roll very rapidly. So McPherson out. Who are the men and who are the boys? So
no doubt. So we'll wait till some of the other scores come in to see how far have a Circle Abilene score. But want to take one more look at the Buhler Dental Care score.
Crusader Locker Room Show is next. 95.9 HKFM.
Erickson Custom Building has a great plan and a budget suited for your needs. Whether it's a new build or we stand behind our work and have lasting relationships with vendors, suppliers, and most importantly with you, the DG.com.
New Felts Flooring, proud support 620-543-2274. Go Crusaders.
Considering refinancing or purchasing in chips? Make a change. Know your lender and make your payments at home with People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. Equal housing.
Call me at 665-0400 and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
For the Buhler Football Weekly Roundtable. It's a newsletter emailed weekly to Buhler High School Football @gmail.com.
Request the same tax pro every year in your biggest
Ellsworth or Hutch today.
Crusader football on HK
tonight over Augusta. 28-14 coming in from elsewhere on the Ad Astra Sports Network. The Halstead game was on Kansas Rocks 100.3, and a score of note on KMCP 98.9 and 1540. McPherson's lead to Wellington has dwindled to 5, 31-26. So that game's still in progress over on our sister station KMCP. What else are you seeing there, Carson?
Yeah, Hayes beats Dodge City 41-6. Hutch High overcomes Campus 27. Other scores we have: Wamego 35 over Shawnee Heights with 6. Clay Center beats Concordia 41-26. And over in the Holy War, Bishop Carroll takes down Capon over at Riverfront Stadium, part of those high school games featured there in the minor league ballpark. Mulvane of Aquinas over Carroll 29-26, and Scott City beats Holton 28-14.
So just some of the other scores, and of course coming up at 10 o'clock tonight right here, or over on our sister station, Kicks Country 106, there'll be Kansas High School Scoreboard Show, so we'll have scores from around the state and reports coming up, like we said, over on our sister station by the American Family Insurance Agency of Sheila Metzger, by Advanced Physical Therapy, Hutch Rec, People's Bank and Trust, Rise Up Reno, Prairie Star Health Center, Hutchinson Community College, Fee Insurance, Morton Salt, IVP Benefits Consulting, Ashley McClure with them, the Ad Astra Virtual Academy, Inman Funeral Home, and by Summit Surgical. And we were talking earlier off the air, Carson, our
to the 2-yard line, and then his presence on the defensive line was felt tonight. Couple sacks, couple quarterback hurries, quarterback pressures, and not only did he create pressure on the quarterback, but he helped others create it. And that's the big thing, especially when you look at a team that's rolling and a team that's gelling. You got to find that guy and create some momentum switches tonight.
Good to see him. I know he was a guy that really has been kind of one of the emotional leaders on the sideline for the Crusaders. And our rising star, Rise Up Reno, from Rise Up Reno, I think you got to go with Mitchell McDaniel. His first ever start at tailback, did a good job running the football. Really, even though the Crusaders did not score on their first drive, really helped set the tone, and unfortunately had to leave the game with an injury. But the Rising Star brought the 4A West, because that's kind of our main target. The Abilene Circle. Okay, so Circle boat races Abilene tonight, 40-0. So Circle will stay up there near the top of the West. I know you had that Wamego score earlier, so Wamego 6-0 on the season. They remain number 1 in the West. Last score we had, McPherson League is going to be able to pass Wellington and Abilene, so Buhler could move up as far to the 5 or the 6 spot here in the West. So I know
Andover Central had a tough game tonight. They're at Salina Central. Game is not over. Off to take over at the 42-yard line with 5 minutes left, and that's the last we heard from up in Salina. Close game, 3-point game. Excited to see how that turns out because that's going to affect some standings.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, with Buhler evening things up to 3-3. So, and there we go. Okay, so final score. Holy cow. I'll let you say it, Carson.
Yeah, Salina came back up. Salina Central came back, beats. They lost by 11, so that's going to hurt them in the points. They're averaging. Their third tiebreaker right now is at 3.4. That's going to knock it down a few. Abilene being beat by 13 or plus is going to knock that down a few. Wellington's will still stay fairly high. Wasn't beat by 13, at least not yet. And then Buhler winning by 13 is going to bring them 5. Switch up here a little bit. Crusaders looking to get that 5th spot is kind of where we want to be when we see the regionals come out.
All right, and the beautiful thing for Buhler, we'll be back at home the next 2 weeks with Rose Hill, then followed by McPherson. So the Crusaders maybe don't have to go on the road for a little while, Carson, which that'd be music to everybody's ears.
Yeah, a couple more beautiful nights to come out, watch some Crusader football. I believe the McPherson game is Think Pink Night. Tune in. We'll be streaming the game. We'll be on the radio. So excited to see what these Crusader footballers can do here as they start to wrap up their season.
All right. Well, we survived, Carson. We can slowly say we survived tonight without our captain, Aaron West. But anyway, we want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank all of our sponsors. Again, any of the people that you hear throughout the broadcast, if you know anybody associated with those businesses. Want to thank all of our folks from the Crusader Sports Network, Colton Hines, Tucker Dingler, as well as Rocket Heath Schroeder back at the studios. Carson, great job tonight.
Thank you.
And we made it. And, Augusta always has been a place that traditionally has internet problems. I think we only dropped the internet once, but we survived the rain, survived the elements. Yep. And the Crusaders, most importantly, survived with the win.
Crusaders survived the win. We had come out on top, and we leave happy.
No doubt. So the Crusaders improved to 3-3 on the season. Next week, head back to the comfy confines in Buhler to take on the Rose Hill Rockets for another 4A West matchup. So want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank all our sponsors again. And you've been listening to Crusader Football tonight on 95. Much happier to talk to him than us. But we survived, and the Crusaders survive. And, congratulations to the boys with another hard-fought victory.
For sure. Great and well-deserved. Now, go have a safe trip back home, and we can't wait to watch them compete.
28-14. You've been listening to Crusader Football on 95.9 HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
That's Schmidt Electric, 620-960-6755. Schmidt Electric will take care of all your electrical needs.
Got Spark?
If you're looking for a late starting college class, Hutchinson Community College may have what you need. It's not too late to get enrolled. We have classes starting throughout the semester. Call 620